We have something very different for you all today. It's a very different rune page, it's a very different play style, it's a bit more on the meme side, but it's incredibly fun, especially if you get it working. It is press the attack with Triumph, Legend Haste, and Cut Down with free boots and Jack of all trades, attack speed, movement speed, scaling health. You can go double scaling health if you want. You can also go HP and the tenacity slow, but this is what I prefer. This rune page might look very weird, but it makes a lot of sense when we get the itemization. But just to talk a bit about it, this is a build that is building around the very OP Dusk Dawn. And you might ask before we even, does Dusk Dawn work with Bard's passive? No, it does not. Bard's passive is an ability, which is why it works with Lathyrus, but it's not on hit, so you're not throwing 2 meeps. You're going Dusk Dawn because press the attack is on hit, so your Dusk Dawn auto attack is 2 auto attacks instead of 1, so you basically insta stack press the attack, which is a ton of damage because it has flat damage, and then it also amplifies all future damage by 8%, which is quite insane. To look at how the items will look in this build, we will go the normal support item, obviously World Atlas, but we go Celestial Opposition. Since we're going Dusk Dawn, we can't go Bloodsong, as you can only have 1 Sheen item. This is not bad though, because Celestial Opposition will make us a lot tankier. Then we of course get Dusk Dawn. Dusk Dawn has some insane stats. I believe you get like 3,850 gold worth of stats before we even count the spell blade and the passive and all of that. That's just the gold stats you get, which is insane, right? This will make all on hits proc twice instead of only 1 time, which works with PTA. After this, we will have, of course, we'll have our free boots, so let's put that in here. Then, most of the time, I am buying Hullbreaker. Hullbreaker is also an on-hit item. Every 5th auto attack will do bonus damage to champions or epic monsters or turrets. This item was changed. It's no longer why you have to be isolated. I've seen a bit of confusion about this on my stream, so I'm just putting that out there. You can play with this item fully grouped up. It's always going to buff your cannon minion and your siege minion, and it's always going to give you this empowered damage towards champions, towers, or epic monsters. The reason I kind of like this build path, you don't even have to have this. You just need to have this and this. Now you are at 10 stacks of Jack of all trades when you have this. Well, that's incredibly fast into the game. I generally have this around 14 minutes into the game. I played this build both in Challenger and Master, and I find that the slower the game is, the better the build is, because it's a bit more on the expensive side. So at this point, you already have 10 stacks, but obviously you're gonna get Hullbreaker. Then I've been playing with Wit's End. Was it just with 1 T? Wit's End. Yeah, like this. This is also an on-hit item. It also gives us some magic resist. We already have quite a lot of HP with 300 and 500 here. And then we finish with Lathyrus. Lathyrus is not an on-hit item at all, but since we're getting this last, we'll just have a ton of meeps. We'll get a ton of value from it. We already have quite a lot of ability power. Ability power also makes the Dusk Dawn auto attack do more damage, so overall it does a lot. And boot choice is generally always the Tabi boots, because we already have some magic resist, and Tabis are just overall incredibly efficient, since 80 carries are just super strong, on hit is super strong, so the reducing that damage by 10% feels amazing. This is generally how the build will look like, but it's very flexible. You don't have to go Hullbreaker second, you don't have to go Wit's End third, you don't have to go Lathyrus last either. You can do Dusk Dawn into, let's say, an Hourglass because you need Hourglass. You can do Dusk Dawn into Lathyrus because you want a bit more damage. You can also replace this item with Deadman's Blade. Deadman's Blade will also give you 10 stacks of Jack of all trade incredibly fast. It will just be Winged Moonblade and a Cloth Armor. Then you also hit 10 stacks. Because with these 3 items here, you're sitting at 8 stacks. And you don't have a magic resist, you don't have armor, you don't have tenacity, you don't have attack damage. So all of these stats would be unique. So just getting 2 of those 4 stacks will provide you with your 9th and your 10th stack. You can also get Terminus, also on-hit item that gives you a bit of tanky stats. It just feels a lot slower than the other items compared to Wit's End because it's a lot more expensive. But you have a ton of flex items in this build, but this is what I feel like I felt the strongest when I've tried it. I played around, I think, 30, 40, 50 games. I've like a dedicated account called Badly Missed where I've only played this build. It's so far like 300 LP, still climbing with 64% win rate on that account. But you have a lot of flexibility with the build. It does a lot of damage. You have a lot of HP, you get a bit of armor, bit of magic resist. Celestial Opposition makes you take 25% less damage while that's active as well. So you don't feel super squishy. But like, the positive is, if you're even or if you're head, you're gonna be Thanos. You're gonna be so strong. It feels like you're building Exodia. But if you ever fall behind and you're behind on the curve, it's gonna feel so bad, which is why I really wanted to talk about that it's not as strong as the normal build, because it's not consistent compared to the normal build. This is like a snowbally, super strong build, but it feels amazing. It's very fun to play with, which is why I put so many games into it. And PTA far out damages Electrocute. It's not uncommon for me to get 3, 4, 5,000 damage on PTA, while in those games I generally only get around 2,000 damage on Electrocute. And it's because it does the flat damage into the damage amp, which feels amazing. I want to fully iterate that this is not better generally than the 2 other builds that we have made a video of, the Tank Bard and the Enchanter Bard. This is not a build that's supposed to replace the other ones. It's a build that you can do if you're looking to have a bit more fun or want to challenge yourself or want to be a bit more of a damagey bard. But it's a high risk, high reward type of playstyle. But yeah, like, this is a bit more on the meme side. So I'm actually kind of interested to hear how you guys feel about us also posting a bit more fun builds and not just 100% educational. This is the best thing you can do. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you dislike it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment field. I'll be there to try to answer everything as possible. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. We're both level 12. I have 3 expensive items. Her items are not as expensive as mine. Right? And I have a magic resist item that counters her on-hit magic damage, right? And it's still close. And she has no ult as well, right? If she has ult, I also don't kill. How insane is my damage, by the way? Kent can always eat her. Get this. That damage is crazy. I can't. Powers to fucking defend it. Still got the kill. What the fuck? Dude, I'm strong as fuck! I'm strong as fuck, dude.